So with that in mind here, should they wait on an Andrew Wiggins trade? Should they maybe try and overpay for him right now and not wait for it? Or should they maybe look for a different trade target if they're trying to make a trade before that point? Well, if you ask me, I think they probably should look for a different trade target. I mean, I'm not sure about you guys, but I wouldn't pay the reported asking price for Andrew Wiggins. I wouldn't give up Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, and their only tradable first-round draft pick just for Andrew Wiggins. Yes, again, I love the theoretical fit. He definitely is a very productive two-way player and a very good 3-and-D option that's more than simply a 3-and-D player. I think it would be a great fit. I think he would address their kind of final need that they have, but it might not be worth it from a value and trade asset perspective. No, again, Hachimura might not be a two-way player, but he's still a very productive player for their team. Obviously has played with their team and does have good team chemistry and team continuity there with him. I'm not trading him with Dalton Connect and a first-round draft pick for Andrew Wiggins. I mean, maybe if we're talking about Hachimura with Gabe Vincent, then I would think about it, but I'm not giving up that entire trade package. So with that being said, I probably would look to a different trade option. If they wait for Andrew Wiggins and the price does eventually lower, then I definitely would think about it. But if we're talking about right now, or if that price ever does change for him, then I would look in a different direction. For example, a guy that I brought up before, and a guy we've actually heard being linked to their team as well, is a guy like Matisse Thybulle. Now, he definitely is not what Andrew Wiggins is, isn't even close to him offensively, averaging roughly 7.5 points per game on 48% from the field and actually a very impressive 44% from 3 last season. But overall is a career 5-point per game scoring option, shooting 34.3% from the 3-point line, 44% from the field. Definitely is not even close to Wiggins offensively, is a little bit better defensively, but I'd call a guy like Thybulle more of a 3-and-D option, maybe, hopefully, rather than a legitimate two-way player like Andrew Wiggins. But again, it definitely would be a more fair and a better asking price for a guy like Matisse Thybulle, with him kind of being on the outside edge of the Portland Trail Blazers rotation, not really being a part of their future in my opinion. Probably could get him for a much better and a much cheaper price, and he could fill a need for their team, and although not quite to the same degree as an Andrew Wiggins, would be able to fill a pretty big need for their team. Again, that being a 3-and-D wing that sometimes can be a two-way option. And comparing his price to an Andrew Wiggins trade price, again something like Hachimura, Dalton Connect, and a first-round draft pick, I'd put the price for Matisse Thybulle more along the lines of an expiring contract, somebody like Gabe Vincent or Maxi Kleber, with either a second-round draft pick, maybe a future first-round draft pick swap, maybe both of them together, but that's at the absolute most of it. I don't think it would take a first-round draft pick to get Matisse Thybulle. I don't think it would even take Dalton Connect. Simply trading an expiring contract and some decent but lower-end draft compensation, that's what I think it would take to get him, which again is a whole lot less and a whole lot different than Andrew Wiggins. And again, with the report from Mark Stein saying that the Lakers are interested in a player like Andrew Wiggins, yes, again, it does say a two-way wing, but not simply only Andrew Wiggins, simply a player like him. I think a guy like Matisse Thybulle, or a similar player that can fill a 3-and-D-ish or potentially two-way wing kind of role for their team, would be an option as well. It doesn't have to be Andrew Wiggins. In fact, it might not even be an option for them if that price doesn't lower for them. I think it could be a different player, and they're trying to keep their options open here. Simply framing it that they would love a player like Andrew Wiggins, which again I do agree with, though it might not be the best option for them or the most realistic option for them through a trade. So with all of that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the report from Mark Stein? But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.